So, dear Dhamma friends, we're going to start our session now. So, get ready yourself and be comfortable and keep your back straight and neck head straight in one line. And gently close your eyes and focus your mind to this bell sound and follow the sound. So, while you focusing to the sound mentally, relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Just let everything to settle down itself. And follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, today in this session, we mainly going to practice Samatha meditation and Vipassana meditation. So, Samatha meditation means Samatha mental culture. We develop our mind to come to tranquility state and allow your mind to settle down itself. And from there, once the mind become usable, once the mind become calm, relaxed, we use that mind to observe deeply, thoroughly, analyze our own inner experience. So that is Vipassana. So the meditation itself, the meaning is mental culture. That means you matured your mind, develop your mind, cultivate your mind to maintain itself, to happen itself. Why? Because mostly when it come to life or when it come to mind, more than the pure nature of the mind, we come to an idea about thinking. But thinking or thoughts is a part of the mind. It is a byproduct of the mind. So once you caught up with the thoughts, what is happening, you're not going to experience the mind. That is what happening in day-to-day life. So mostly we don't experience our mind. What we experience our thoughts. So then meditation means you releasing your thoughts and directly go to the mind. But suddenly you cannot do it. Why? Because eons by eons in this samsaric journey, we already build up thought patterns inside us which call sanskara, defilement, mental formations, patterns, habits. So in the beginning, what we have to do, we have to clean that all. Cleaning that all means you develop an undisturbed mind. How you can do that? Once the mind have a primary mental object and settle down with it, then all other thoughts start to disappear. So the attention is the the main tool that you can use to let go the thoughts or release the thought. Because when there is no attention what is happening, there are a lot of thoughts. So then remember yourself. So once you put the attention, and if you keep that attention again and again and again towards something, what will happen? That the thought start to go away. And once the thought disappear, the mind itself start to settle down. So that is tranquility meditation. So for that, you need a primary mental object. So for that, we take our own inhalation, exhalation. So some benefit come out of when you are just settling down with the inhalation, exhalation in like when the surface level. So one is your inhalation, exhalation always happen in the present moment. You cannot experience your past or the future inhalation or exhalation. So then that's mean when the mind experience or recognize this is inhalation or this is exhalation, in that recognition, in that very moment, your mind going to settle down with the present moment. Then there is no need any other effort to look for the present moment. Another thing is when the mind in the present moment, there is no greed, hatred or the delusion. So then the mind itself becomes purified. Because when the mind get out of the greed, hatred and the delusion, the mind start to go to its origin form. So another thing is the inhalation, exhalation is the language that your mind can understand, your body can understand. And you go to the depth of the very nature of the self, the very being itself, and you recognize the very nature of it. So once the mind tranquilizes with the inhalation, exhalation, from there we go to vipassana level of observation. In the vipassana level, what we have to do, we have to let go all the details that we follow or to develop dualistic mind, long, short, heavy, soft, beginning, middle, end, inhalation, exhalation, because the very conventional nature of the mind is getting to a dualistic mind. The samsara means itself we dealing with the dualistic mind. So the very nature of the nibbana is you get out of the dualistic mind. So the liberation itself comes when you get out of the dualistic mind. So that's why in the vipassana, you just come to the pure perception. So in that pure perception, without adding anything from your past, without adding related to your experience, without having any kind of mental views, without having any kind of resistance, you completely become pure and clear and new, moment by moment, pure, clear and new. And with that, you stay with the whatever the feelings arise within yourself. So that, and then in that very moment, you will recognize impermanent of that all the perception. Just observe it and stay with the inhalation, exhalation and recognize the sensation and take it as the form arising. And it doesn't matter inhalation or exhalation, and just see the impermanent. Experience it. Go to the depth. Analyze yourself. Unsatisfactory nature. There is no moment to settle down. It's always moment by moment. It's kind of like constantly that now you're sitting on a chair or cushion. It's kind of like somebody, if some come behind you and pull it, now what will happen to you? You shake like this. Our whole life like that. Satisfaction means we always look to settle down and find the balance. But it kind of like somebody constantly pulling your rug or pulling your chair, and you always moving and trying to settle down. So with the inhalation, exhalation, or all the feelings, because the mind always look for feelings and the satisfaction. So the mind follow the feelings. Just imagine if there is no feelings, what will happen to you? Why you have to practice meditation? Forget about meditation or forget about enlightenment when there is no feelings. Because we constantly try to settle down deeply with the satisfaction. Look into it. Just surface level of inhalation, exhalation, inhalation, you're not going to see that. That's why when it comes to vipassana, you don't go with the surface level of detail. You go to the depth, to the bottom, and see what you experience and the condition of the mind and what your mind look for. That is where you see selflessness. And the deeply, even we observing, this is me, I practice meditation, this is my mind, this is the way I understand. So like that, look, you deeply look into that, because the self depend on feelings. If the feelings impermanence, if the perception impermanent, if the awareness itself impermanent, if it is disappearing itself, even just for a very, in everyday, sometimes you forget things. So our consciousness represents the self. If it is you, why you cannot remember? How you forget? What is the mechanism of the forget? Are you taking responsibilities when you forget it? Is it's your self going to responsible for the forget? If there is self, how that self can forget even just sometimes very simple things? Sometimes when we write spellings, sometimes we forget, it doesn't come. Sometimes every day we see people, there are certain names, sometimes we forget that. So who responsible for that? So like that, the consciousness also, what you experience itself, change when the something else come. So then look into it. Even within inhalation, exhalation, that's enough. When you inhale, that what you experience going to change when the exhalation happens. See, one moment of change will show you there's no kind of self. So that experiencing that, recognizing that yourself, even though the practice point of view that we use these names, words in an internal level, vipassana point of view, this everything is like wind, like water. So that's why just bring attention to your experience with the feelings, sensation, formations, recognition. So whatever available, get into that. Don't develop a pattern, method, don't categorize. So whatever that, just recognize it. So in the beginning, we develop tranquility meditation following inhalation, exhalation. And from there, we go to vipassana level. So in this tranquility meditation, we follow inhalation, exhalation separately, recognize the beginning, middle, end, entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation, and the some inhalation, exhalation you may experience as long, short, heavy, soft. It is okay. Take it, experience it. That is the conventional level of experience. But when it go to vipassana, get out of this all the dualistic mind and just come to pure clear awareness and just see what you go through and just constantly whatever change, whatever go with it. So let's practice a little bit. Your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say so patveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the inhalation, exhalation, and then later slowly start to observe the impermanent, unsatisfactory nature and selflessness within your inhalation, exhalation, or any sensation wherever you recognize. So deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation in front of your nose and your upper lip area. And simply allow your inhalation, exhalation to happen itself. And when it happens, just recognize. If your mind go here and there, don't worry about it. Just keep the attention to the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation. Just recognize this is rising, this is falling of the inhalation, exhalation. And follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. You may experience some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Just recognize. And see the impermanent, unsatisfactory need and selflessness within your feelings or the experience or through the perception. Bring your attention to your body and observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as we can, through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding ourselves like this with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one, out of anger or ill will, wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side, downward and upward, to all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun. Spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, and when it comes to meditation, we all look for our liberation or the salvation or the enlightenment. So, when it comes to enlightenment, have you ever thought what is this enlightenment? Conventional, because eternally we cannot, until we attain to enlightenment, we cannot understand it. But still, conventionally, there is a possibility we can we can get an idea about it. How? Because you look for the negations, the opposite side, what is not enlightenment. And once you recognize that, so then when it comes to what is not enlightenment, is that all this existence and this becoming itself is the samsara or the not enlightenment. So then when you get out of this all, that is enlightenment. Another thing is when it comes to enlightenment, there are some people, oh, it is knowing about everything. Knowing about everything. And another way, if you look very carefully, the enlightenment is kind of like related to the have a relationship with the time also. So, and when you know that Sovan, Sakradagami, Anagami, Arihat, Sovan, once you attain to the Sovan level, that after 7 times you return to the existence or the life, you gain 7 times, then after that you're going to end. So the 7 times. And Sakradagami, and the you 3 times you're going to come back to life, and then you're going to attain to enlightenment. Anagami, non-returners, and the Arahat. So it's and also when it comes to the Buddha, we say eons by eons he went through self-research and experience. So that's mean it's kind of like when you go through kind of like experience, and itself that time period will uplift your mind and make you mature to understand about everything. And another thing, when we look at the history of the Buddha and the dispensation of this community of the Sangha, the and we see in previous Buddhas and sometimes announce and recognize, oh, this he going to become a Buddha after this much lifetimes, after this much eons. Even they attain to the Arahanta also. Then there's sometimes when somebody come to Buddha and then he declare, oh, this person going to attain to the enlightenment after this much time period. So that's mean it's kind of like related to time also. In another way, what that knowingly about everything. There is a idea about when it comes to enlightenment. And what is everything? When we look at this outside world, there is no limit because in this outside world, in this all the universe, planets, there is no limit. So everything means this head to toes, your whole body physically. And the other thing is this body means itself your five aggregates: form, feeling, sensation, formations, recognition. So these all five aggregates is called everything. And also when it comes to that, so your body means your mind all over your body. So now just remember, so knowingly about everything is enlightenment. And you come to a clear, crystal clear, 100% clarity about everything. So when it comes to that it is about your body. So your body means five aggregates. And then when it comes to the five aggregates and everything, the mind is the forerunner, mind is the chief. So then we have to take out the physical body also. And now we come to the mind. So the mind is everything. So that's mean knowingly the mind is enlightenment. That's why it called the self-realization also. So then when it comes to the mind, behavior of the mind, on the surface level, we see there are a lot of thoughts. There are a lot of thoughts. But when you go to the depth of the mind, and when you analyze the behavior of the mind, one thought at a time. That's how the mind happens. Not many thoughts at one time. One thought at one time. So then how about the enlightenment means when you recognize the very nature of the one thought? If you're able to tackle this everything little by little, separate, and you come to one thought. Just see. Recognizing very clearly one thought means, and another way when we look, when somebody die, the very last thought, we're not going to bring many thoughts from our previous life. We bring only one thought. It called Chuti Chitta, the last thought. Chuti Chitta. One thought. And the Pratisandhi, the next one, you come to the mother's womb with the one thought. You don't bring all your backpack and all this luggage and everything when it comes to this. You come with the one thought. That's why you even see it is invisible. So you come with the one thought and settle down, and then what happened? Look how big now you are, and then how many things around you. But just imagine this all start with one thought. Can you go back to that beginning point? Even in this very moment, even though we see there are a lot of things happening, in the depth it happened one by one, one by one, one by one. So then when it comes to enlightenment means, if you able to recognize that one thought, moment of the thought and very nature of that thought. It bringing you kind of like understanding. Because one thought, see this everything from birth to now, and sometimes we tell the previous karma. Because one thought behave eons by eons, eons by eons, that whatever the nature you accumulated, the all the strength and all the habitual patterns, that everything exists in that one thought. Just imagine you look something and you say, I like it. And then you reverse it. How, from where it came, you will see there are a lot of things behind that one like. So if you take a one thought, and you can do experiment, write down one thought, whatever. Whenever you have time, do it. You will see, do it. When you have time, so whatever thoughts come, just write down. And then start to reverse yourself and see from where it came. And then you start to see it come with the huge current, and there is a huge habitual pattern. And that's why that one thought has power to accumulate a lot of things around you. That's why when you die with one thought, one single thought, that thought has power with all the accumulated history within that life. See, that much one thought is powerful. So when it comes to enlightenment, when you know everything means, what does that mean? You recognize the behavior of the one thought. And once you know the mind means, it is that one thought. If you're able to tackle that, and if you're able to recognize, analyze that, so then once it comes to thoughts, it always thoughts depending on feelings. Look at your life. What is the meaning of living? You depending from feelings. If there are no feelings, what will happen? Nothing. But the thoughts always follow the feelings. Whatever you do, physically, mentally, verbally, so whatever you do, we go with the feelings. See that when you eat something, and you always it in the bottom line, without taste sometimes you cannot eat. So how you say this is good, this is good food, oh this place is so good, oh this person is so good. And so then when you hate something, I don't like it, I hate this, I don't appreciate it. So like that, if you look very carefully from where it come, it all come out of the feelings. So then you have to understand the feelings governs this samsara, the existence. So feelings is not a kind of like something that exists separately. So the feelings means byproduct of the happening of many things at once. Perception, and from here that you have to have the mind, and not only that, you have to have the history behind that mind, and you have to have the physical body, and it should have the necessary conditions in that body. Because if that necessary conditions not there, you're not going to that certain feelings. You may get to something else. So that's why when they do the operations like that, when they cut the body, sometimes they numb, like a dentist. No, they numb this area sometimes when they want to pull out the teeth. See, then when there's no feelings, it's not belong to you. So then what is the feeling mean? Feelings means it's mainly pattern of thoughts. So if you become very careful and recognize that all this that we go through, feeling behind feeling, oh, when it come to morning to night, your living means you maintain your feelings. But if you look very carefully when it come to vipassana, what is the behavior of the feelings? Change. And unsatisfactory nature. All the feelings and the feelings related to the emotions. So all the emotions lead you to unsatisfaction. There is no emotions. There is no that the emotions related feelings never going to take you to complete satisfaction. It cannot happen in the world. There is no way it can happen. So then when it comes to vipassana level, you deeply observe and recognize the behavior of your feelings. And once you recognize the mechanism of the feelings, you not hold it to that. Then once you not hold it to it, you're not going to maintain it. Once you're not going to maintain it, you come out of the desire. That's mean you come out of the 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 clinging nature to become. That is the very behavior of the enlightenment. So even though you experience something, you experience without having the desire to maintain or go towards the feeling. Can you, it's not by thinking and doing. Can you allow it to happen? Can you allow anything to happen with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind? Without any good or bad or neutral feelings, just it happen. You come to a point, no, consciously you recognize it and allow it to happen. And the deeper, there is no current go in the middle of that to make anything happen. So that is the moment your mind release from these tangles of this, the defilement. So one thought leads to the samsara. So when you're able to tackle and deeply go deeper and recognize that, for that you have to have the purpose. You have to have the purpose to see that. When you don't have the purpose, when you have a wrong purpose, you're not going to see. That is why it is very important when it comes to samatha and vipassana. When it comes to vipassana, the purpose is very important. Because when you don't have the right purpose, and you're not going to get it, maybe you having a good life. Having a good life doesn't mean you're going to understand. But we mesmerize, we brainwash to have a good life. What is the good life mean? It always change. It depends on according to the environment or the condition or the time, age, situations, geographical situations. So what is good means maybe not the right things. So then you have to be very careful. You look at the Buddha's time period. And all the people came to Buddha and attained to enlightenment, they had the different lifestyle. Demons came to Buddha and attained to enlightenment. Little children came to Buddha and attained to enlightenment. And the murderers came to Buddha and attained to enlightenment. Thieves came to attain came to Buddha and attained to enlightenment. The kings and the queens came to and the beggars came to the Buddha and the millionaires came to the Buddha and attained to enlightenment. So then that's mean that in the surface level, what we look for, this good doesn't mean when it comes to enlightenment. Because if so, then all the good people should come to that. And how about the demons and like Alavaka? And how about the murderers like Angulimala? And how about the children able to understand that? What is then? It's like this. So when you go to downtown, from the the point that you start your journey, you go to freeway and any exit is nothing wrong with any exit, but why you don't take it that any exit? Because you have a purpose, you have a destination, clear destination, and according to that clear destination you keep going. Otherwise, so whatever the exit you can take it, even whatever the exit you can take it, and still then you can go to the your destination. So sometimes there are the road construction and then detour. So then when they detour that you have to take a different road, but still you able to go. You're not going to turn back and telling, oh, I cannot go. Why? Because they closed the road and they're giving another road. You doesn't come back. What you do? You go from that way. Why? Because you know where to go. But if you don't know where to go, what will happen? You will keep going everywhere. How long? You have no idea. And then somebody can tell eons by. That's how it called. This samsara is endless. Now, to whom? The person don't have the clear purpose. So then yourself you have to look. If you look for the everything means that your body, when it come to body, the body happen because of the mind. When it come to the mind happen out of one thought, one single thought. That's how this everything happen. Your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, this everything when you are in the mother's womb. It's called that Purana karma, previous karma. That your one thought has power to bring that all the package to this life. And when you leave this life, you go with only, you let go this everything. You let go this all the universe, you let go this all the countries, state, your village, your house, your body, even this all the body parts and all the other thoughts. You take only one thought. But remember, in that one thought, you carry that everything. So when it comes to that, when you have the clarity regarding the purpose, look for what is the truth behind you, that you mean your thoughts, your mind. Your mind means your thoughts, and you go into that. What is the nature of what is the behavior of the one thought? Recognize, have the purpose for that. No matter whatever the lifestyle you go through, it doesn't matter. No, not nothing to do with the culture, tradition, color, nothing to do with the gender or the age, nothing to do with your profession. It's nothing to do with your educational qualifications, nothing to do. One purpose you should have, the clarity regarding to recognize what is this, what is this mind, what is this the behavior of one thought. But if you don't have it, you can practice a lot of things, you can do many other activities, but still you keep going, you keep going. So then come to a point yourself. Don't have a very wide vision. Keep sharp, clear, one path. So practicing meditation and going through Dhamma and learning and going through experience and going through up and down in this life, everything means it kind of like get into our path, recognizing this doesn't work for me, this doesn't work for me. We come to a point to recognize this is the path I should take. When you have that, it doesn't matter who you are, you're going to get it, you're going to go there. So then remember, enlightenment means when we look at the history and the nature, it is not a kind of like authorization, or it is not a kind of like a initiation, it is not kind of like having a wish or you hope about it. None, it doesn't work. You're hoping about enlightenment, it doesn't work. But it is clear understanding about one single thought, clearly, crystal clear, 100%. One thought and the behavior of inner self. Once it come to that, once you experience, you're not going to go down. That is the very behavior of the world also. Nothing can reverse. Look at anything. Nothing can reverse. You may experience something, you think it is kind of like the same, but it is not the same. So that's why once you come to higher experience, you're never going to go lower. So you go from there, higher, higher, higher. So then yourself have the clarity regarding the purpose. Find out really what you want and come to the point to be very clear with that. And then you will see that other everything going to settle down. When we look at the Buddha's time period and all of the people attain to enlightenment, and that is the one of the important thing that they had as a profitable skill they used to develop. They look for the real truth, reality. So then they, whatever the position, whatever the lifestyle, the situations, it's going to take you to the right place. But what we have today, we don't have that clear purpose inside us. We try to maintain in the surface level according to others' opinions, and we try to maintain kind of like when other people say this is the good life, we just try to maintain that. Why? Because we like to hear from others, oh, you so good. We like to hear from others. We always, pondering to outside for comments. Look at this, this social medias, they say everybody. Even, you know, before you eat, you take a picture and post and how other people say about it. It doesn't matter. You don't see that even that what you eat, you don't recognize. So that when you deeply recognize the purpose, that means you come out of this views that related to the senses. You open the heart. That is where the vision comes. You go beyond this eye and you open the heart. So through the vipassana, you see means you not see through this like you see something through this eye. You see through your heart. Heart related to your whole body. It is not onto one part. Remember, one organ that nourish your all other organs is the heart. No, the one organ that nourish your whole other organs. That's why when you come to the mother's womb, you come with the one thought. The very first organ start in your mother's womb is the heart. And out of that heart, around the heart, these all other organs start to come. That relationship is still there. That's why whatever you see, if you are unhappy, whatever you hear through your ears, you are unhappy, whatever smell unhappy, whatever you eat unhappy, whatever the lifestyle thoughts, you get the heart attack. See, it's not about eye attack, ear attack, nose attack. No, you get the heart attack. So when you maintain, unbalanced life, your heart start to feel. So the vipassana is the language of the heart. So for that, you have to have a very clear, sharp, calm, new, very fresh, without bound to anything. You have to have a very clear mind to understand that. Once you have it, you get it. It is possible. So that's why we keep practice little by little. So then in day-to-day life, this is just a, end of the day, just sitting 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It is important, but always remember and start to get into your everyday life from morning to night every day. Just keep it as the mechanism of your life. Bottom line, you deeply you recognize with the heart. That is where the vipassana knowledge start to come. And then finally you come to tackle one thought. And in that one thought, you say this entire universe exists. And that when the day you recognize that the behavior of the one thought, and you recognize your enlightenment. That's why that you may heard there are stories. Suddenly they attain to enlightenment. Just listening, seeing something, and memorize something, and suddenly they attain to enlightenment. But it is a process, and then, but it come to finally one thought. So then always remember, when you look for enlightenment, don't look this outside, that that the bundle book knowledge. No, it is a knowledge of one thought. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ettavata cha me sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vaham hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless.